true. The door actually opened. People were seeing him. People were watching him. And the door actually closed behind him. Nobody saw him again. It was just him and his fate. You need to watch this video to the end. Faithfuls, Faith have a message for you guys. Faith talked about his disqualification once again, and he talked about how he was disappointed, how disappointed he was. You know, everybody, when Faith was disqualified, most Faith fans, they wish to know how he was doing, what is wrong with him, is he fine, is everything going on well with him, like what is going on with him. Everybody was worried, and that moment of his silence even brought more worry, because you know, if he had come out to say, oh, I'm doing fine, oh, everything is okay, oh, this, oh, that, people would be like, okay. But because of that moment of silence, he didn't talk and everybody was worried. So finally, he has been granting interview and he has not really touched on how he felt during his disqualification or when he was newly disqualified. But in this particular interview I watched, he was able to go down deep. So he has not really, all the interview he has been granting, he has not really come down to tell us his feeling, what he thought and all of that. He has been answering some of those questions, but not in deep detail. So he was able to say how he really felt when he was disqualified. And from it, I tell you guys that this guy is super proud of Faithfuls. He's somebody, oh my God, okay, let's go on. So when he was asked how he felt when the door opened up, he walked out and the door shut back. How did you really feel? Oh my God, when he was asked this question, to me, I felt it like deep down, like it's true. The door actually opened. People were seeing him. People were watching him. And the door actually closed behind him. Nobody saw him again. It was just him and his fate. And he said, at that moment, he was numb. There was no feeling. He didn't feel happy. He didn't feel like, he was just numb, because, you know, there are some things that will happen. You try to process what is really happening, what is really going on. Is this a joke? Am I really leaving the house this way? And all of that. So when he left, he said, after the numbness comes disappointment. And guess what? This disappointment did not come in a place of I shouldn't have, in a place of disappointing the housemate or disappointed in himself. No, he said this disappointment came in a place of, I have really disappointed people. They are really people that actually loved me. They are really people that actually voted for me to be in this space till this point. How do they feel? You see, he was there thinking about how the fans will be feeling, because he disappointed them. They kept him there with their money, resources, everything. Now he has disappointed them. He said at that moment, and I thank God he said it's true. He said he felt like he should have done better, at least for these people that loved him, at least for the people that supported him, at least the people that want him to be there. He talked about it. Faith had been asked severally that what if he was supposed to stay in the house, maybe he should have won the money and all of that. But guess what? There's something he kept saying. It's not all about the winning money. And he's saying it not because he wants to spite on the person that won the money or look down on the person that won the money. No. What he said is the impact you're giving after you must have won this money. Because winning the money, almost everybody got money when they were out of the house. But what is the impact? What is it that you're going to do that will sustain you for a longer period of time when you are out of this Big Brother house? And guess what? So when he talked about the disappointment and all of that, oh my God, I said, you know, we were disappointed. We were not disappointed at you, but we were disappointed at the situation. If only you know, I know he must have heard that some people were down. Some people couldn't even stand up. Some people couldn't even eat. Some people couldn't even do so many things because he was disqualified. And I thank God he was able to talk about it. And that means he has moved on. Because if you keep avoiding the question, that means you don't want to talk about it. You're still hot. But because he had moved on, he was able to talk about it and talking about how he wants to combine entertainment with his career. He's not going to leave any of those things. As much as he's into entertainment, he's still into his career, and he will look into both of them at the same time. Guys, you guys took the right person, and I'm super proud of him. And this is what he said about his disqualification. He was disappointed big time, no doubt. But now I think he's fine.
You have such a positive energy. And that's going to bring me to my next question. Okay, so you have this energy around you. When you walked out of that door, how did you feel? Did you feel a relief? Did you feel like, oh, this is a rebirth for me, you know, the R. Kelly moment, I believe I could fly. You were just flying over the housemates. You just, you know, how did you feel when you left that house, when you walked out of that door and the door shut?
How did I feel? I was in that moment, like that, I was numb. I didn't feel anything.
No, nothing processing.
Nothing. Like, I didn't even know what to feel. But then the feeling that came after was disappointment.
Yeah.
Not at myself, but because I felt like there were people out there that were rooting for me and I let them down.
Yeah.
That was why I felt this, because it was like, oh, look, like, I feel like I should have done better. Or damn. Because like, oh, look, they put me here. Every week they went out there to do something for me.
Yeah.
And the least I could have done was show up for them. And that was why I felt disappointed afterwards. But
Absolutely.
the initial feeling was numbness.
Okay. All right. And you know,
so guys, let me know your thoughts. How did you feel when Faith was? I've heard so many people say that how they felt like, but let's talk about it again. How did you really feel when Faith was disappointed? Thank you guys.